Hi everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another royal news video. So I had some excitement this week because on Tuesday I went for my annual get-together Christmas spectacular with Amber. Basically it involves us going to lots of pubs and checking out the Christmas lights. And it just happened to coincide with the Qatari royal state visit, which was pretty cool. So I actually went up there and the crowds weren't too bad, so we were okay. We got a really good position because we got there a little bit early. And yes, I actually saw the Queen. I went to London and I saw the Queen. And that's a nursery rhyme actually, isn't it? Pussycat, pussycat. Yeah, I'm not losing it. But yes, so I saw the Queen. Now, at this point, Amber and I were busy chatting because we weren't expecting Queen Camilla to come past because of the fact that she was still unwell. We knew that she was skipping out the Horse Guard parade, but we were just chatting. Next minute, Queen Camilla's in front of me and I was like, oh, hello, like that. And she's very pretty actually. It's quite, it's such a strange thing for me to talk about them, to read about them, to look at photographs of them. But when you actually see them properly and they look exactly like how you expected, it was very surreal, but it was very cool. So while we were waiting for the ceremony at the Horse Guards parade to finish, where then they would slowly start coming back in the carriages, I spotted someone in the crowd opposite. So I got my camera out. I took my big camera and I was like, is that Brittany? Brittany from the Royal News Network, another royal YouTuber. So I quickly tweeted her, or X'd her, whatever it's called these days. And this is a photograph of her checking her phone. And a minute later, she's like, where are you? Waved. And we managed to meet up afterwards at a pub. And it was just really great chatting to her. She's also very lovely when you meet her face to face as well. She's on a bit of a European royal tour as she does. She comes over and if there's something going on in England, she goes to that and then she's off to the European royals. So if you like anything to do with the royals, especially European royals, including obviously ours as well, then she's your go-to. So I would definitely recommend subscribing to her channel. Now, for the big news, I saw Catherine and William. I was so happy. I think I was definitely on the wrong side. Brittany got the better side. So next time that I ever go to anything like that, I know I need to be on the other side of the road. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Catherine is absolutely just as beautiful in the flesh and Prince William is definitely handsome. You can see that jawbone structure, the beard as well. So I was very excited to try and, not swoon, but also take the photographs as well. So it was actually, I'm so glad we decided to do it because crowds always put me off. Now, obviously, these are all my photographs as well. I'm more interested in the animals, as you can probably guess. And I got some lovely shots of police horses and some of the military horses. And these two looked like that they were having a right old chinwag at the end of it. So it was a great day out. Now, one of the things that I did notice as Catherine came past in the carriage was I did manage to spot that she was wearing that I think it's 4 rows of pearls, a Japanese gift to the Queen from many years ago, Queen Elizabeth II, and Catherine has favoured this piece and worn it numerous occasions, and especially at Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth's funeral as well. That necklace suits her. She looks absolutely stunning, but she looks so well. You can see that Catherine's doing a lot better. I guess stopping the cancer treatment has allowed her to gain a bit more of a fuller face, and it's just so nice to see them together. Prince William seems to have an extra spring in his step of late, and I can imagine it's just the relief after having such an awful, terrifying year, not only dealing with the fact that his father has cancer and then of course his wife. So to see these two out together, back at royal engagements together, it really was wonderful. Catherine, of course, looked absolutely gorgeous wearing a maroon coat dress with a matching hat, lovely boots and handbag as well. She did look particularly lovely. Now, unfortunately, we did not have a Jenny Packham tiara Catherine moment, as it had earlier been reported that the princess would not attend the banquet part of the state visit. It would seem that she and Camilla have been tag teaming due to health reasons. Catherine has said that she is gradually taking on more duties publicly, but she is going to do it slowly, and her main priorities is of course her health, and I'm sure it's also the fact that she probably wants to spend more time with her children when she can. So Prince William actually escorted Viscountess Hood into the event, and I have got to say, the ladies raided the royal vaults again, and you are not going to be disappointed if you're like me and you like the sparkly stuff. Queen Camilla looked so lovely in a deep red dress, and she'd accessorised with the ultimate tiara, the Queen Alexandra Kokoshnik tiara, 488 diamonds, and it's the most expensive one in the royal collection. This tiara is a magnificent piece. It looks really heavy as well. I can imagine that it is. I don't know how they managed to get them to sit on their heads so perfectly. I'd be frightened of sneezing, and then you see millions of pounds worth of jewels go scattering across the floor. But hey, the chances of me ever wearing an expensive tiara, pretty low. Now, alongside the Queen, the King pulled out some extra stops, because here he is posing with the Sheikah and the Emir of the Qatari royal family. And he has got a sword. I think it might be a sabre. It looks incredible. I mean, this is one hell of a magnificent royal photograph. And I love the fact that the King's just casually stood there with a whopping great big sword. Moving away from the King and Queen, we then as well had one of my favourite royals. I'd imagine she's most of your favourite royals as well. And that is, of course, Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh. She looked phenomenal in a black gown, wearing her Wessex aquamarine tiara. It was reportedly made for Sophie by G. Collins and Sons, a very famous English jewellery house. And it's not just a tiara, it can also be worn as a necklace. Now that is an incredible multi-purpose, beautiful piece of stunning jewellery. And that aquamarine stone, it's actually my birthstone as well, but it's so beautiful and it really does suit Sophie. Everything about that tiara suits her face, it suits her bone structure, and of course it matches her eye colour. She really is a beautiful woman. Now, another favourite royal of many of you is of course Princess Anne, the no-fuss princess, the Princess Royal, who just showing how incredible that she is with she doesn't care. She re-wore a dress that she wore when she was 35. This dress that she's wearing, she wore to the 1985 state opening of Parliament. Now, how many of you, be honest, at the age of 74 can say you could fit into the same clothes as to when you were 35? I mean, I can't fit into the clothes that I wore in my 20s. Now I'm in my 40s. So that in itself is pretty incredible. So yes, sadly, whilst we were still a princess down, I would say that all of the royal ladies slayed with the jewels. Not only did they slay with the jewels, the unbelievable amount of work that goes into preparing a banquet. Buckingham Palace is a beautiful place, but what the staff actually managed to create, the colours, the details, everything about it is just truly breathtaking. So hats off to the royal staff that always managed to just bring it to a level of presentation that I can imagine is pretty much unrivaled. Now, one thing that Meghan can never add to her repertoire was the fact that she never got invited to a state banquet, and it's now something that the Beckhams can add to theirs. Plates were definitely being smashed over in Montecito. Sir David and Lady V, all right, he's not been knighted yet, but come on, it's got to be a shoe-in by now. They were also guests and they looked chuffed to bits to be there. I really like the Beckhams. I'd always liked them, but after I watched the Netflix series Beckham, I really like them, and I love the work that David does with the King. I love the fact that he supports William and Catherine. I love the fact that David Beckham has been more loyal to Queen Elizabeth II, to King Charles, to Prince William than their own blood relative, who is now a former friend of David and Victoria's, because he decided to embarrassingly throw them under a bus and accuse Victoria Beckham of selling stories on his D-list cable TV actress that not many people had heard of. I'm still to this day incredibly surprised that David and Victoria even bothered to go to the royal wedding, because just like other people as well, including Harry's childhood friends and various other people that have been part of his life forever, they were uninvited to the evening reception. No, that was only reserved for anyone that was of importance that Meghan could use at some point to get an extra rung on that ladder. Yes, it was honestly amazing though to watch how their star, Harry and Meghan's star, has completely fallen. And the Beckhams now, they've smashed the American market. Everybody likes them. They're smashing Netflix. Victoria's got her own show. They started actually advertising Victoria's new show on Netflix, and we have haven't even heard of a Netflix announcement to do with Aro and Meghan's cooking show. Now, of course, going on to those two, you can, of course, synchronise your watches, as I always say, with the royal Qatari state visit, with Catherine getting positive coverage and being back in the news. This can only mean one thing. You can just hear this little American accent going, don't forget about me, woohoo, woohoo, don't forget about me. Because at the exact same time at the state visit, Meghan then decides to release their usual annual impact report with the slick, cheesy video, which is mostly slow-mo shots of Meghan hugging people. Because if we didn't have a video showing that she spent the entire year hugging everybody and how loved and admired that she is, especially by children, how would we know that they are out there doing good deeds, that they are a change for good, committed to a life of service? Now, as well as the impact report being released, timed perfectly to coincide with their cheesy video, it was also announced that Meghan has now become the CEO of Aro. My money is on the fact that she couldn't get anyone that wanted to be screamed and shouted at anymore. So she's now gone, do you know what? My standards are so high. I'm the perfect person for this. But given Meghan's just asked for an extension to get her logo and her trademark sorted, her business acumen isn't really that great, if I'm honest. I think Meghan is possibly more than likely better at being a dictator than she's going to be a director of her own business ventures. She likes to bark and shout orders and leave people crying in floods of tears. It's kind of funny, really, isn't it? This is a woman that promotes kindness, and she's literally been called a terrible, terrible human being by her own family, by former friends, by old staff, current staff, people that have worked with her over the years, people that have done ad campaigns with her. It really is incredible, isn't it, that she can stand on a stage and promote kindness to others and women's rights when she's actually a tyrant. Now, speaking of the demon Duchess, this will bring me now to my final story of today's video. And that is Meghan, who made a red carpet appearance at the Tyler Perry Payley Awards. Well, the Payley Award for Tyler Perry. And let's start by talking about her dress. I like it. I honestly like it. From the last red carpet disaster at the Children's Charity Gala, which I didn't think was very appropriate, this looked actually classy. I love the sweetheart neckline. It really suits her. She had her hair up, not in that harsh Miss Trunchbull type bun either. I thought it was very, very flattering on her. I like the shoes. I like this overall look. The only thing was I still don't like trains on dresses like that, because unless it's your wedding, I think they're ridiculous and they're a pain in the arse, because every time you move, someone's either treading on your dress, and if you're wearing a strapless one, you could end up with a little bit of a moment with a boob popping out. But also it just means that other people are constantly tripping up over you. Now, that being said, I don't think that the designer is going to be too impressed watching Meghan advertise this dress, dragging it over dirty car park floors. But we'll come to this shortly. Now, many people were quick to point out about the fact that Meghan's overall look looked very similar to Lady Amelia and Lady Kitty Spencer, who made an appearance the other night at their very own red carpet event. Looking at it, yes, I can see this. They were wearing lovely diamond chokers. Their hair was swept up, and they did have long classic strapless dresses on. So I thought, well, would Meghan really be paying that much attention to what Diana's nieces are wearing? But then when I saw this Vanity Fair headline comparing the two women to Diana, who wore her revenge dress exactly 30 years ago to the date, I could see Meghan picking that up on her social media account and going, oh no, this is my territory. But sadly for Meghan, no one compared her to the late Princess Diana. Because let's be honest, much like the Spencer sisters, you have class and then you have a back alley Duchess. In some unfortunately timed photographs that were taken, Meghan was captured dragging her dress across a rather dirty looking car park floor right under a "do not block the alley" sign. I mean, you couldn't make it up, could you? But the thing is as well about this photograph, Meghan looks like she's doing something very, very strange. I'm going to defend her here. I know exactly what she's doing. She's not paying attention to the photographer that's at the side of her that took this shot. She's looking at the one directly in front of her. And it's just a trick, isn't it, where they say tits out, shoulders back, and that's what she's doing. But unfortunately for Meghan, because of this side shot, she looks like she's throwing her back out. She's got like a lower back spasm going on. And as I said, the overall picture with the alleyway sign and the dirty floor and her feet look like they're falling out of the shoes, these are photographs that she is not going to be happy with. So naturally, I thought I'd show them. Now, I also don't believe that Meghan's going to be too happy with these photographs either, because it looks like Meghan is being told to get off the carpet again. Now, surely you think you would learn your lesson after the variety carpet incident where poor Ashley Hansen was trying to push her and pull her and shoo her along the carpet because she was hogging the limelight from the other real celebrities. Bearing in mind, Meghan was a +1 at that event as well. Then you had, obviously, the hospital charity gala. Something very similar happened. So surely Meghan would read the room and she wouldn't be doing it again. So I posted these photographs, and one particular person who loves Meghan Markle said, oh, you should post the video because you're just obviously making it look bad on purpose. So I'm going to show you guys the video clip, because I still do not think that this woman was particularly happy with Meghan hogging the limelight. I honestly don't know at this point if they are referring to a different clip that I haven't seen. But this, when you look, she's hugging Tyler Perry. We know this is what Meghan does at any event. She grabs onto people and she hugs them because it gives her more time on the carpet, more photographs, more exposure. But even this photographer looks annoyed at one point because he's like, oh, do you know what? I'm over this. And he walks straight past Meghan. Yes, okay, he could have been going off to take a shot somewhere else, you know, getting ready for maybe Tyler Perry to come back. But it's the way he just literally walks right in front of Meghan like she wasn't there and she doesn't exist. I'm sorry, but the look on the assistant's face when she's trying to say, Tyler, come back this way. She's not saying, Meghan, come back this way. And it just all turned rather awkward. So someone else also posted a comment underneath my tweet as well, and it made me laugh, and I tried to find it so I could show it to you guys. But what she basically said was, Meghan is to the red carpet like chewing gum is to the bottom of your shoe. And it just made me laugh because it is that. When we've seen this isn't the first event that she's done it at. She's done it at lots of events. Most celebrities, they say, actually in lots of interviews, they say that doing the red carpets and the promotion, that's the worst bit about their job. They're like one and done. They come onto the carpet, they do their quick twirl, they have their spin, they show off the dress or the designer, and then they're up and in. Meghan, I believe, could patrol up and down a carpet all night, stopping everybody for a hug. I don't think that she would ever get bored of people taking her photographs. So guys, what do you think? You've seen the photos, you've seen the video clip. Do you think I'm reading into it too much? Or do you think that Meghan is that annoying piece of chewing gum that no one can quite get rid of? Tell me your thoughts and I will be back with you very soon. Take care for now. Bye.